Hello team, welcome to our first preview video for the year. Now I know I'd had a good run of these, was doing them weekly, and then I missed 2 weeks, and I'm sorry about that. One of those weeks I actually did do it, but it didn't upload to YouTube. I checked the other day and it was pending. I knew this because my dad reminded me, hey, I missed our weekly video. Dad seems to be the most avid watcher of these. And lo and behold, I went over to the YouTube and it hadn't uploaded. So I'm sorry about that. And then the next week, I guess I was just out of rhythm, and that momentum that I had doing this each week didn't carry over to the next week, and I missed it. So this is my commitment to you. This is going to be uploaded every week for this year. Now, so much happening in the gym. This is our first full week, normal programming, normal routine, normal classes with some changes that we're really excited about. That first change is the 9:30 a.m. class. This is going to happen every weekday, Monday to Friday. We were doing a 9 a.m. Monday, Wednesday. We've brought it back to 9:30. This is after people said that, hey, I'm struggling to get here with school drop-off being around 9 o'clock, and just giving that extra bit of buffer time in the morning would be beneficial. And we thought, hey, let's take it the whole way and do it Monday to Friday. So we're really excited about that, and we hope to see those classes pumping and make it a regular on the fixture. Secondly, Andy Jones comes in this week to cover some classes for me. I'll be heading off overseas to meet the kids and then bring wife and kids back home via Disney World, of all places. So Andy will be covering for me Wednesday, Friday in the AM, and he's a long-term member, CrossFit Level 1 coach, and we're glad to have you back, Andy. Coach Mika back on the floor this week as well from 3 weeks away. Really pumped to see Mika back in classes and doing a bit coaching too. The programming. Now, you're going to see the programming, it's all uploaded now. A real conditioning focus for the next 6 weeks leading up to the Open. So yes, there will be strength most days, but with more of a conditioning focus with our CrossFit classes. The reason for this, it is the cycle of conditioning at the moment leading up to the CrossFit Open. So you're going to find some repeat workouts from previous years. This week on Wednesday, we have a repeat 23.1 burpees and deadlifts, one of the better CrossFit Open workouts in my opinion. Short, sharp, and super intense. And that's going to happen weekly, a weekly repeat from previous Opens. If you don't know what the CrossFit Open is, you are in for a treat. This is a yearly competition that all CrossFits around the world do, and it is a great way to test your fitness and how far you've come over the last 12 months. Here at FitLab, we do it a little bit differently. We actually turn this into our own internal competition. We have teams, we have prizes. It does get a little bit competitive, and we have a really large number of people doing this in the gym, and we can't wait to roll this around this coming year. Again, more details about the FitLab Open coming up this week. I'm going to refer back to my notes because there's so much. The goals board. So the goals board will be wiped this week, and it will have a big 6 on it instead of a 5 to change the year. Now, when we set goals for the year, I think first of all, if you haven't read the book Atomic Habits, highly recommend you do that. If you're serious about your goal setting and building some healthy habits. Goal setting we often do fleetingly, and something comes to mind like, I want to run a marathon, or I want to lose 5 kilos, or I want to gain 3 kilos of muscle mass. And we latch onto that. And that's known as an outcome-based goal. So you have the outcome in mind to run that marathon or lose that weight, whatever it is. Now, nothing's wrong with this, and this is good to write down. But what we find as being more effective is when we dial back and look into habits that go into reaching your goal and processes as well. So, for example, the marathon, right? So say I've got a goal and I'm going to run the marathon. Coach Toby, running a marathon this year. So this might be good for you, Toby. Looking at the processes and the habits that you'll need to take on to run that marathon, right? So for example, a goal might be to come to endurance class every week if you're looking to run that marathon. A goal might be to run 1 day a week in conjunction with your CrossFit, because that's going to lead to your marathon. A goal might be to get 8 hours of sleep every night, because that's going to help your recovery. You're going to need to do that to get to your marathon. Likewise with the weight loss goal. So a lot of us have body composition goals in here, which get brought up a lot in our consultations. So when we have a weight loss goal, lose 5 kilos, this is something I hear a lot in my clinic, looking at the habits that are going to help that. So what is a habit that's going to help that? Nutrition. So what can we do with nutrition? How about only eating whole foods from Monday to Friday? Right? So that's a micro goal within the goal. That's a habit you want to hit in order to hit your goal. Another one might be only shopping at the market. If you only shop at the market, you're more likely to eat whole foods. You're less likely to eat processed foods. And so by only shopping at the market, you're going to be eating healthy food that's going to lead towards your weight loss goal. You can see how this works. So breaking down the goal into the behaviors that it entails is super important. First of all, it tells you whether it's a goal worth pursuing and tells you, okay, what do I actually need to do here to reach my goal? So what I encourage you to do on the goals board is write down those habits and processes and behaviors that you need to do to reach your goal, right? It might be your first pull-up. If it's a pull-up, okay, commit to doing a pull-up program. Coach Toby's got a great one. You can speak to him about that. Doing that after class 2 times a week, right? Committing to doing that. And lo and behold, the pull-up's going to come. That's going to happen this week. We'd love to see the goals board filled as much as possible. And the best thing about that is a bit of group accountability goes a long way. You're going to look at that goals board every day, as are your peers and your gym buddies, and they're going to help keep you accountable. So I really recommend writing those down for the year. There is one more thing, and it is very important. I'm going to tell you a little story, quick story. My first time here at CrossFit 3000 back at the old premises in Clark Street, I walked in, I knew nobody. Very intimidating place, big people, fit people, a lot of energy. Everyone knew each other. And I'll never forget, one guy came up to me, noticed that I didn't know anyone, reached out his hand and introduced himself. That man's name is Luke Bryan, and I'm forever thankful for that introduction, because Luke went on to become a superstar coach, osteo, and one of my best mates to this day. Moral of the story, if you don't know anyone in the gym, then moral of the story is you can really make someone's day if you simply go up to them and have a conversation, or go up to them and introduce yourself. Especially if you feel like they might be a new face. We're going to have a lot of new faces over the next few weeks and years. And one of the best things you can do is to bring them in and start that conversation and find out something about them. So I just want to leave you with that. That's my challenge for you for this week. It goes a long way, and you might just make a lifelong friend like I did back in the day. Have a great week.